Hey, what's going on, everyone? For this video, I want to talk about Dragon Gate USA. First, let me touch on the triple shot that just took place a couple weeks ago. We had the New York City show, the Philly show, and then we had the Union City show. I was actually at the New York show. It took place at the BB King's Bar and Grill right in Times Square. And this venue was, I don't know. I mean, it was a very, very nice looking, very classy looking. But you know, one of the problems was the ceiling was very, very low, and it just kind of fucked up some of the spots. Like when BB Hulk was going for the Phoenix Splash, you know, he kind of had to, you know, really, really be careful. You know, because just wasn't a lot of room, so that kind of hurt the show just a little bit. But you know, from top to bottom, this is really, really fun. Very, very short. There was no intermission. You could actually watch this on Go Fight Live right now. You know, there's no match of the year candidate. You know, the two tag matches were very, very good. You know, definitely close to being 4 stars. I would say the Gargano and Chuck Taylor one against Ricochet and Naruki. That was probably the best tag match from the show. The main event tag with Masato, Yoshino, and Pac against CIMA and Dragon Kid wasn't quite as good. You know, I think it could have been a little bit better. A good match, but you know, not like an amazing main event like some people might have expected. But let me talk about YAMATO. YAMATO actually won the Open the Freedom Gate Championship, which is kind of surprising to me. You know, it happened on the third match on the show, so it was kind of a shocker. You know, BB Hulk finally lost the championship after 14 months. So, you know, I mean, the overall match was very, very good. I would say this is probably the best stuff these guys have done together. Like, the last 5 minutes were just really, really sweet. BB Hulk has definitely grown on me. I definitely agree with that. But, you know, the problem with him was, you know, anytime you have a champion over a whole year, you would just expect at least some match of the year candidates, you know, for him to steal the show consistently, but that didn't really happen. So I don't know. I think it's a nice change of pace to have YAMATO with the championship. You know, YAMATO is probably the best heel in Dragon Gate from what I've seen. And but you know, I was thinking maybe Akira. Someone actually pitched the idea of Akira Tozawa winning the belt, you know, because that's usually what Gabe Sapolsky does from time to time. Like, he'll give the belt to someone hot, young, and fresh that you don't really expect to have the championship, like Austin Aries back in the day. So, but yeah, the problem with the match was it was good, but the finish was definitely weak. His finisher didn't really have a lot of impact, and so when the referee counted 3, it just didn't get a good reaction. It just didn't seem like a very, very important title change, which is a shame, you know, because BB Hulk was the champion for over a year, so you would just expect a bigger reaction, but didn't really get that. But yeah, like I said, this is a fun show from top to bottom. I would recommend getting the Philly show from Go Fight Live. The Philly show is supposed to be a little bit better. You know, obviously you got a better card from top to bottom. The main event's supposed to be must-see, you know, 4.5 stars, an awesome tag match. So if you're going to get one, check out the Philly show, but the New York City show was still good. One more thing about that weekend, I just want to touch on Austin Aries. Aries' match against Rich Swann was really, really good. He got hurt, but I thought him getting hurt definitely added to the match. It definitely made the match a lot more. Everyone just got more into it because Aries had a huge gut check. You know, it was just interesting to see how he was going to finish it off. But let me say this about Austin Aries. It looks like he's going back to being the old Aries. You know, he's wearing the old attire. He's definitely put on a lot more muscle. And, you know, this whole A-double thing when he, you know, got on the mic, you know, the greatest manager that ever lived. I think that gimmick kind of ran its course. You know, as good as Aries was on the mic, I just feel like he needs to do his talking in the ring. You know, that's what got him, you know, a job. You know, his wrestling ability, not his mic work. And I feel like he needs to go back to, you know, being one of the best in the world. Especially now, you know, maybe this whole thing with Ring of Honor dumping him just to cut money or just to cut costs. Maybe that's going to light a fire under his ass, and we'll see, you know, the old Austin Aries come back. And, you know, maybe that final battle main event came back to bite Aries in the ass. You know, maybe it really did. So that's just something to think about. So, all right, let's just move on to the DVDs that just came out. You can go to DGUSA.tv to buy these shows. And, yeah, I would definitely recommend checking both of them out. They're both equally just as good. Bryan Danielson's last independent wrestling appearances. So first up, we have Untouchable 2010. All right, most of you guys already saw the pay-per-view, but definitely buy the DVD because you get Danielson versus YAMATO. And yeah, so let me touch on Danielson versus YAMATO. This was a great match, probably Danielson's second best match during his whole independent summer wrestling vacation after he was fired by the WWE. So yeah, I would say the Shingo match was still a lot better than this. It didn't come close to topping the Shingo match like a lot of people have kind of teased, but I don't think that was definitely the case. I wouldn't even say this is Yamato's best match from 2010. I think the Masato Yoshino match was probably a little bit better than this. And even the Davey Richards match probably slightly better than this. But this is still great, though. This is still must-see. This is still a great piece to Bryan Danielson's wrestling resume. And Yamato, I mean, this is like a typical Yamato match. You know, if you've seen Yamato, he basically plays a great heel. You know, took apart Danielson's legs. Danielson had a great comeback. Awesome finish. Great finishing sequence here. I'm going to give it 4.25 stars. Definitely an awesome match. Everyone should check out. Also on the show, you had Ricochet's coming out party. You had Masato Yoshino and Naruki Doi. They took on CIMA and Ricochet. Everyone loved this match. This is probably the match of the night. You know, Ricochet did like a triple moonsault off the top rope to get the upset. And, you know, CIMA actually inducted Ricochet into Warriors, the Warriors faction. So, you know, a great moment there. It was, they definitely did a great job of creating a huge name in Ricochet. So, pretty good booking right there. And then you had Dragon Kid and Shingo. This is probably the show-stealing match on the undercard. A lot of you guys know Shingo started Kamikaze USA last year, turned on Dragon Kid, his best friend or his you know, tag team partner, and we finally had the grudge match between these two guys. These guys delivered a great, you know, match. You know, great crowd, great false finishes, great athleticism, great power from Shingo. I would say Shingo is probably one of the most underrated wrestlers of the year. And if you see my top 50 wrestlers of 2010 video, I definitely put him in the top 10 for a reason. I just think he's had a phenomenal year. And yeah, so that was a great match once again from top to bottom. This was a great pay-per-view and a great DVD to buy. And so that's Untouchable 2010. All right, so let's move on to Way of the Ronin. Way of the Ronin, great show. You know, awesome show. Everyone needs to check this out. Every bit as good as the Untouchable show. And I would say this probably has Dragon Gate USA is probably their second best match of 2010. But you know what? Let me just jump right into it. Let's start with Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley. You know, if you've been keeping up with Dragon Gate USA recently, you know Moxley's been you know, the leader of Kamikaze USA, and you know he's been jumping Danielson from behind, going back to the first anniversary show, Enter the Dragon. So you know they've been building this up, and Moxley did a great job. He cut a great promo. Obviously, this is just a tease, or you know, they just brought this in there just to bring some attention and just to get some, you know, just to get a buzz going. But obviously, you had Moxley. He said that John Cena called him up and asked Moxley to break Danielson's leg, and and they said, I'll give you $1 million or whatever. And then Moxley said, don't worry about it. I don't need it. I'm going to do it for free. So I thought that was a cool promo right there. But yeah, Danielson and Moxley, without a doubt, this is great. You know, this is more of a fight. This is more of a brawl. I think it could have been a little bit better. I still probably say the Yamato match is better than this, but you know, I thought the ending came a little bit too soon. I would have liked for Moxley to kind of fight off the lapel lock, and you know, I would have liked for the match to go just a little bit longer. But you know, great intensity. You know, Danielson's great at brawling. You know, Danielson actually got busted open, bleeding like crazy. And, you know, just an awesome match right here. You know, I would probably give it a solid 4 stars. Moxley, definitely probably the best match of his career. Definitely proved that he could hang with, you know, main event guys like a Bryan Danielson, like an Austin Aries. So, great showing from Jon Moxley. And then we have the match of the night. We had the tag match. We had Kamikaze USA versus World 1. You know, Kamikaze USA's Akira Tozawa. We had, Akira Tozawa, Yamato, and Shingo, and they took on World 1 of Masato Yoshino, BxB Hulk, and Naruki Doi. Now, you know, Gabe Sapolsky said that this was his match of the year on Facebook. You know, when he said it, I kind of thought, like, oh, maybe he's just kind of plugging the match. You know, I really didn't take it too seriously. But, yeah, after watching it, I would definitely agree. This was definitely a show-stealing match. I would probably say the second best Dragon Gate USA match right after Danielson and Shingo. So I think that says a lot right there. I mean, just, you know, I kind of felt like a lot of this crowd just came to watch Bryan Danielson wrestle. So, you know, I kind of got the feeling a lot of these guys weren't really familiar with Dragon Gate. So, you know, this was kind of like a showcase. just to get some of those fans just hooked on the company, and they did a great job because everyone was sold on this match. This crowd gave this match a ton of respect. Definitely better than the WrestleMania, 6-man Dragon Gate match from this past year. Definitely surpassed that match. I think that match is kind of, while it's underrated, I thought it was just kind of disappointing in my opinion. This is definitely better than that. This had a different feel than some of the other 6-man Dragon Gate matches. Because you got Akira Tozawa. This is his first time, to my knowledge, in one of these 6-man matches. And then you also had YAMATO. I don't think he was ever in a 6-man traditional Dragon Gate match, at least in the United States. I don't think he was. And just great action. Very, very stiff, very fast paced. If you love Dragon Gate, you'll love this match. Came down to BxB Hulk and Shingo. Both those guys in the ring together. Great stuff between them. Pretty much, set up their match at Bushido Court of the Warrior, with Shingo demanding a title shot after the match was over. So yeah, but from top to bottom, very good stuff. CIMA and Chuck Taylor was good. There was a 6-way freestyle match with Brodie Lee winning, which was very, very good. He looked very, very dominant in that match. Dragon Kid and Arik Cannon, very, very solid mid-card match. Great exposure for Arik Cannon, who's severely underrated. So yeah, check out Way of the Ronin. It's definitely a must-see show. I'm going to give both of these shows 8.5s. So, alright guys, thanks for watching.